there's today's advice for you. Figured we would remind you to invest in precious metals. If you can't do the gold and silver thing, ammo up, boys and girls, ammo up. The ammunition's worth its weight in gold when the stuff hits the fan, so get all you can while you can. We saw how difficult ammo was to obtain once our past president got elected in 2008, and things kind of went bad for a long time. There were a lot of calibers you couldn't get, and thankfully some of that has come back. It's still nowhere near where it needs to be yet, but hopefully we'll have a chance to see it get a little bit better before things get worse. But I do still feel like time is pretty short on that. The video clip you just saw before this, just put that together over the last couple of days. The garden has been going crazy. We planted a tiny little garden this year. 250 square feet is all it was, 10 by 25. And so far have been able to can beyond 60 pints of pickles of various styles and 10 pints of salsa. And I've given away countless cucumbers. We've cut up a bunch of zucchini to make some zucchini bread over the winter. Tomatoes are still coming on like crazy. Cucumbers are still coming on like crazy. We planted a bunch of onions and got a lot of those. Hot peppers. And that was all in a little bitty 10 by 25 foot garden. I have to show you some video of that eventually. So plant your gardens. This time of year you should still be able to get out in the stores and catch some seeds on clearance as we're getting down to the end of the growing season. They should be marking those down. Grab them up, vacuum seal them, put them in a good container with a lid, save them back. That may be the only food you have access to if things hit as bad as I think they could potentially hit. Get those gardens going next spring. So canning is a big part of what we've added to our preparedness stuff here. I've always been big on buying non-perishable stuff, a lot of beans and rice and things like that. I do have some MREs and a lot of dehydrated foods from companies like Mountain House and Wise. Those are always good, but can't beat that homemade stuff that is natural and you know what's in it. There's no preservatives, and can that stuff, and I can grab those out of the pantry whenever, and I know what's in it because I made it myself. Plan on doing a lot more canning next year. So work on your gardens and think about the canning stuff. Get you a good canning book, or see if someone in your family has done some canning. Try to get them to pass on some recipes to you. I've gotten a lot of my good recipes that are passed on through my grandmother on my dad's side. She used to do a lot of canning. So did my mom. And you'd be surprised how cheap it is to put a lot of food back for very little money. You just have to put in a little work in the garden. You got to get her planted. You got to get out there and weed every now and then. But it's a lot of fun. Good learning experience for the kids. Gives you a lot more food. A lot more videos coming up in the next few days. I want to talk about what's been going on around the world. Do a little world situation report. I'm going to talk about North Korea. I'm going to talk about the coming eclipse and a bunch of other things. But for now, take care. And as always, I ask you the question: are you ready?